With the release of the Season 6 episode list, we learn that the 9th episode of the season is called Mr. Agreste. Since it has the word Agreste in it, it is highly possible that this episode is where we see Adrien finally akumatized. First of all, the number of the episode is exactly the same as the one in Season 4. Also, we see that both episodes share the word Agreste. When we go back to the episode Gabriel Agreste, there are 3 key things that made the episode about the Agreste family.
What are you looking for, Felix?
You. I'd like to get to know you better, Uncle.
It's true. You don't know me very well at all.
The reunion of the Agreste family. At the beginning of the episode, during Gabriel's soiree, we saw Emily and Felix appear at the Agreste mansion. They were invited because they were part of the family. However, Gabriel wasn't satisfied with Felix's arrival. Furthermore, problems started to arise within minutes of the episode beginning. Although the family was reunited, Felix seemed completely out of place in the whole vibe of the event. Now, going back to Season 6, I firmly believe that Adrien's grandparents will visit the Agreste mansion. A while ago, it was hinted on X that we are going to meet Adrien's grandparents. The reason for this visit might have something to do with Gabriel's absence. Adrien's maternal grandparents were disappointed with Emily's decision to leave behind her royal life, responsibilities, and privileges. Because of this, they never contacted Emily or Gabriel and maintained their distance. This dramatic relationship between Emily's family, Emily, and Gabriel was mentioned in the 24th episode of Season 5, Representation. The tension between Emily's family and the couple revolves around deep family conflicts and societal expectations.
For you. Are you sure you're ready?
Yes.
Emily, born into privilege as the eldest daughter of royalty, was expected to carry on her family's legacy. However, she rejected these rigid expectations, choosing to escape her royal life and study abroad. It was during this time that she met Gabriel, who was then a humble tailor. Their love defied her family's wishes and led Emily to abandon her inheritance and her family's legacy to be with Gabriel. This decision caused a rift, particularly with her sister Amélie, who chose to remain loyal to their family's traditions. Amélie went on to marry Colt, a cold and ambitious man. Over time, Emily's family severed all ties with her and Gabriel, refusing to acknowledge or accept their relationship. The estrangement between Emily and her family grew deeper when both sisters struggled to have children. While Emily and Gabriel turned to a miraculous solution, Colt's jealousy intensified. This was further heightened by the fact that his son Felix's life depended on the magic of the Peacock Miraculous, a condition Colt despised. Now that Gabriel is no longer in the picture, Emily's parents might decide to visit Adrien. However, I do not think Adrien's reaction to this visit would be positive. During all the years he struggled with his mother's disappearance and his father's strict control, they were absent and offered no support. Suddenly appearing as if nothing had happened would likely upset Adrien. Natalie might try to comfort Adrien and encourage him to give his grandparents a chance, hoping this would help him learn more about his parents. However, I doubt Adrien would agree to this so easily. The akumatization scenario for this could go like this. Adrien and his grandfather, Mr. Agreste, have a serious argument where Adrien ends up saying something hurtful. Mr. Agreste, overwhelmed with anger, becomes vulnerable to Cerise's manipulation and gets akumatized. Of course, this is just one theory. There is much more to explore. Let's move on to the second possibility. Adrien discovering the truth. In the London special, we saw how Ladybug struggled to keep her secret isolated from the public. After Gabriel's wish, she carefully reviewed all the remnants and spoke with Natalie, deciding this was the best way to protect Adrien. However, she did not anticipate a time-traveling villain like Cerise observing her actions. Gabriel's story as a hero unfolded during his final battle with Ladybug, where he sacrificed himself to save the world. Although reality was ultimately twisted, Adrien was left devastated by the loss of his father. Now imagine if Adrien discovered that his father was actually the villain all along and had only sacrificed himself because of Marinette's decisions. This revelation would only be the beginning of Adrien's turmoil. Not only does Ladybug carry this secret, but Felix, Kagami, and Natalie also know the truth. If Adrien discovers that those closest to him have been hiding this from him, he might lose trust in everyone around him. This emotional betrayal could lead him to abandon his miraculous or isolate himself entirely. Furthermore, the emotional burnout he experiences would leave him highly susceptible to akumatization.
Another cat?
But how would Adrien learn the truth? Let's return to the Season 5 episode Reunion. This episode introduced the Quagatama's ability to summon past miraculous holders. Marinette used her Quagatama to seek advice from Jeanne d'Arc, a former Ladybug holder, about her feelings for Cat Noir. Jeanne initially disapproved of Marinette's feelings, recounting her own tragic love story with the Dark Grimalkin. At the end of the episode, Adrien was also given a Quagatama by Plagg. This episode revealed the significance of the Quagatama, which might play a role in revealing the truth to Adrien. We should remember that nothing in Miraculous Ladybug happens randomly or without purpose. Cerise, with her knowledge of the Miraculous book, might use Nuru to create her own Quagatama. This would allow her to monitor the functions of others' Quagatamas and potentially expose Gabriel's identity as the former Butterfly Miraculous holder. Alternatively, Cerise could rely on information she gathered during the episode Revelation. As hoaxer, she manipulated Natalie into sending her crucial documents: the secret agreement between Gabriel and Tomo, the twin rings, Emily's capsule, and more. Cerise could use these documents to expose Gabriel's identity and villainy to Adrien. Upon learning the truth, Adrien might spiral into despair and allow himself to be manipulated by Cerise into becoming a supervillain. Another possibility is that Cerise could publicly expose Ladybug's secrets. Just as Ladybug addressed Parisians after Gabriel's wish, Cerise could make a public announcement as the Butterfly Miraculous holder. She might reveal Ladybug's deception, exposing her actions and implicating Felix, Kagami, and Natalie as co-conspirators. This public betrayal would cause Paris to turn against Ladybug, mirroring the events of the Season 5 episode Revelation. Faced with the overwhelming public backlash and the truth about his father, Adrien might lose control and get akumatized, transforming into a destructive supervillain.
Je suis désolé, Ladybug.
What do you think about this episode? Do you believe it will focus on Adrien's akumatization, or will it be about his grandfather's? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts. See you in the next one. Bye!